Welcome back to Round 5 Commentary with your boy Sparky. I'm here with my boy Victor. How you doing today, Victor?
I'm alive. That's what counts.
Sorry I was laughing through that. The snake eyes caught me off guard.
It's a great way to start it off. That's when you know your round's gonna go well.
Yeah, today we got Darian on Teamer Breach and Brian on Boros Energy. Brian's been clocking in, putting in time, week in, week out with Boros Energy. Love to see it. One of our former, one time, only time, Ocho champion. This should be an interesting matchup. These are two of the more popular decks of the format right now. One's a little bit more broken than the other, but
Yeah, I was spotting this tournament, so I got to walk around a little bit. And Breach is Breach is terrible. Breach is terrible for the format. Great job, Wizards. Really happy with the work you've been putting in on
hold up.
making.
As the wizard apologist of the cast, I guess I have to be the antithesis of what you're saying. I will say that this deck was viable with the exception of the Mox Opals that were added to the deck post the unbannings. Most of this deck, this deck has been a viable deck to play for a while now.
Yes, however, it was manageable before Opal.
Okay,
Opal
that's fair.
just sends it over the edge again because Wizards is in this status quo of we're gonna send everything over the edge, let it sit for 3 months, let you deal with it. Then if you can't deal with it in 3 months, then they think about banning it. And now it's in a situation where I feel bad for people who bought Opals now because if they do ban Opal, you can probably hear me in the background of the game audio complaining about the deck right now.
Sure.
I do feel bad because you're buying these cards, especially Opals. They're very expensive. And I just think that while it's a cool tool for some other decks to become better, I think the problem is that even though a deck like Affinity is now much more playable, Breach just said, I'm already a good deck. I am now going to make myself that much of a better deck, and you can't catch up to me.
Yeah, they get to run about 7 Moxen now at this point. The original ones they had with Moxamber required them to have a creature in play. And I mean, Tamio also being a 1-drop legendary creature helped that out. They also had Ragavan beforehand, and Emery to an extent. So it's interesting to see the different lines that they get to make now that they can kind of just dump their hand on turn 1, which I've seen.
Well, I'll say this before you have to give the play-by-play. Amber at least requires something that's pretty interactable. Artifacts,
yes, I agree.
Artifacts, while there is a lot of interaction, it's not like we just have it at the snap of a finger and we could deal with 2 other artifacts in play. So,
Are you indirectly talking about Force of Vigor or directly talking about Force of Vigor?
No, Force of Vigor probably is going to start seeing way more play, just because there's almost no reason not to be playing the card at this point between Saga and everything else going on.
Mm-hmm.
But my point being, there's just not enough ways to have I would say a balanced chance to keep the deck in check before it goes off.
That's fair. I can agree with that. For me right now, I think it's the card that's on the stack resolving. That's one of the more impactful cards in this format. Malevolent Rumble. I know you played an Elementals deck recently with Malevolent Rumble as the card advantage engine or the velocity engine.
Yeah, I've really liked Malevolent Rumble, and you see it in a lot of different decks doing different strategies. So it's kind of cool that a card has so much play in different styles. Where I really think you can certainly see its value. For me, playing Elementals, getting those lands into the graveyard, and then finding the strong creature permanence or whatever have you, and in a deck like Breach here, where it's a fuel for the graveyard if you need some other way to get that graveyard count higher. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah, and I mean, you see a relatively slowish start from Darian, and then the middle of the road normal draw from Brian over here, guide into Ossaw Pride. I also have been liking what Shifting Woodlands is doing on the Teamer Breach side, where if you get your breaches countered or if your breaches go to the graveyard, you can just turn one of your lands into a breach for the turn and just sneak it under some counter magic and just get there with what you have going on.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I didn't even think about when talking about or thinking about Teamer, specifically thinking about the different tools that it has available. And then I think either in this game or the next game, I kind of just realized that that's a line that was available. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, the land, it's a solid land card, and what it's allowed people to do in certain decks has been quite interesting to see.
Brian should have 4 energy right now, right?
Played a
Four cats entering the
guide.
battlefield.
Yep, looks like
Okay,
that was a miss.
yeah, I was just looking at how many dudes he put into play after the guide. But back to what you were saying, yeah, I think that I remember playing like Is It Murktide for a while, and like when Breach came out and like was in like a part of the different formats and like added to Modern, people were saying that Breach is a better card than Murktide was because you could have all these lines where you lightning bolt your opponent out if you had a big enough graveyard, which I thought was an interesting line of play. So Breach has really been one of these like puzzle piece cards where we finally found the right puzzle to put it together in this grinding station Breach deck. I see a Breach, a grinding station, and I think 2 Emerys in Darian's hand.
I would agree with that.
Which is Soul Guide Lantern.
Oh, that's a Soul Guide Lantern. I'm sorry.
There's too many arts for me to care anymore.
I should know from Darian because that's the Ghost Trap.
Oh, the yes, the secret lair.
Yeah, he's a big Ghostbusters fan. I also like the adoption of Flame of Anor as like an all-around answer because some of your cards are wizards.
I had the pleasure of watching Calvin play recently on Magic Online and saw that, and I think it was a complete blowout situation. So glad to see that card around. A very versatile 3-mana card that definitely makes it pretty sweet.
Emery's a wizard?
Is it really?
Yeah, I would assume most of the ones that have to do with artifacts are artificers, but I mean, like it's a Lady of the Lake kind of a thing, so I guess it's got to be a wizard. That's crazy. Okay.
All right, even better. Because I wasn't even thinking about Emery. I was just thinking about the fact that Tamiyo is a wizard.
Yeah, that's where I was too.
All right.
Yeah, 23.
So what? Every physical creature in the deck is a wizard at that point, right? It's just Tamiyo and Emery, to my knowledge.
I believe those are the only creatures in the deck. Yes.
Oh man, built-in wizards right into your game plan.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's why that like fun of one of Flame of Anor is probably a good call. It deals with like Drannith Magistrates, Soulless Jailers, Pithing Needles, Karn the Great Creator, which has seen an uptick now.
Oh, and when you have the if you have to, your Thoracle is a wizard as well. So if you really had to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Darian makes a little misplay here.
He could have floated the mana when he had the Emery in play before it died. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Let's see.
Darian, your combo deck. Take the damage.
Yeah, but sometimes I mean, listen, I don't play too many combo decks. I don't know if Valakut Kill You is a combo deck per se, but I mean that is a lot of damage. That does reduce the number of turns. Sometimes you might want to try to buy yourself a turn back so you can go off.
For me, it's him. He's only blocking 1 damage. Like I think he can suffice the 1 damage and keep 1 extra mana in play.
Yeah, I don't know about blocking the 1, but
Yeah,
maybe blocking,
Yeah, 28.
Well, actually, no. The cats both have flying, so yeah. I guess at that point you're right. You're not really saving much. So maybe it's
the cat next to. So there's a mix up because he's using the same number of counters. So the ones with the black dice are number of cats.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Yeah. You're right.
I only say the thing about the Scion because he's losing his Urza Saga this turn. So like if he's short on mana, it's gonna be an issue. But he might not be short on mana this turn. I assume he said he was floating on mana.
Bobble or the grinding station bobble. It's a bobble.
because he's going to need, if he wants to go off this turn, he needs Breach into Grinding Station.
Which, at that point, he's got the mana for it.
I mean, he needs to... No, he doesn't. I mean, if he has 1 mana floating, he does. At this point now. Grinding Station? Grinding Station. Oof. So... There's a line where he just baubles a bunch and tries not to die next turn. What are we facing?
No, what you can do is you can use the rumbles to get an extra card to mill, and I think you can actually end up plus a card each time. So,
well, you're down a mana each time because you're only going to get the Scion back.
And yes. And so
I don't
you'd have to go.
My only issue with it is I don't see the mana floating from the Urza Saga if that's what he wanted to do. Because the Emery only cost the blue mana, right? Because he had the artifacts in play.
I mean, we'll see here if he only taps.
He can't tap that for red. He can tap it for blue. Kids at home, if you're playing a graveyard deck, it's probably more beneficial for you to spread the cards out so you can look at them at all times. That way you don't have to keep going back and forth between looking at your graveyard and looking what's in play. Because right now I can only relatively see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, maybe 6, because I know that's a stomping ground sneaking out.
Emery. Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. Just plays the free Emery to just add some more.
3, 4. Okay. We might be okay. Red. Breach. Okay.
So he might be able to... Okay, I see the lines you're talking about.
Cast, Opal, Exile.
So you can cast the 2 Moxen in the graveyard and then play a Rumble. And you're only down 2 cards from your graveyard.
And you only need 1 opal. No, you need 2 opals to loop him here, but we'll see. So he's got the green.
Yep, exile that Thoracle, please.
That would have been great.
So he had 1 floating a second ago.
Yeah, so he'll have 2 green here.
1 green right now.
Oh, okay, he's just gonna do a blue.
Yeah, because if he rumbles into another Emery, he wants to be able to cast the Emery, I assume.
That's true.
He can also cast an Emery from the graveyard too to put 4 into the bin. Or not.
He said, "You know what? Your line is silly. I'm going to do it my way."
That's true.
Put them all in the graveyard. Okay. So that's gone. Okay.
All right. So at this point, I think we've established that he's just trying to value for now. Probably looking for that grinding station in here. He's going to be floating some mana. At this point, he's got, because he has the Scion from the first cast, made Darian fix his graveyard just because he's got it 3 different piles.
Using the
So at this point, I think he's just looking for.
Yeah, he's looking to hit
for the grinding station.
That was your choice from, or did you keep all 4 in the graveyard?
I kept all of the.
Yeah, he put all
I
4 in the
kept all four
graveyard.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's no
The
choice.
last
Yeah.
rumble.
Darian showing his
That's her.
his newness to the deck.
Yeah, if you keep a cleaner graveyard with your cards spread out, this is so much easier to do, folks.
Sure. Rumble.
We'll make fun of
Again-
him for it later, and he'll probably never learn, but that's okay. I'm actually shocked at this point he still hasn't seen a grinding station.
This time.
Yeah, but it's not that hard to keep doing what he's doing.
No, I know. I'm just surprised based on like just averages. Like I
Yeah.
would have assumed you've seen one by now, but
Yeah, he just got a free. Don't flip your cards yet. You haven't exiled 3.
all right,
got
there
that.
you go.
Okay, the game's over.
Or take the grinding station.
Okay.
So now he just has to bring back one of the Moxen.
Yeah.
Blue.
What's worse, watching Nadu go off or Breach go off?
In this exact instance, is that what you're asking me when I'm watching my friend do it?
Yeah,
You
sure.
want, you want my honest answer?
Oh, whatever you want to say.
unfair. I mean,
I'm going to.
I think this is a little bit more
Back the ghost trap.
like this is deterministic, where like your opponent knows when it's over.
Yeah.
Like Brian's tapped out. There's nothing he can do. Like
With infinite mana.
it's he has the loop here, so we're good.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're just flipping the deck. We're looking through it.
No, the real trick would be
Oh, there's 2 Flame of Venor.
like a condition where I get to look at your sideboard too.
But
Oh, it looks like Darian also has a Haywire Might main, which is becoming more popular now anyway.
no, I think it stops some of the hate that people are seeing in the main deck. Like you're seeing like Static Prisons from the Boros decks and stuff like that. It also deals with some of the
Mirror
problems.
match.
Somewhere
Yeah.
was thinking that you could
But
I did talk to Brian afterwards. This is just good for RC prep. He didn't say it here, but I did remind him, and for people at home, if you want to shortcut the game, remember that you can't offer one action for a concession. So you can't say like, oh, just flip over your whole deck and let me see the cards and I'll concede. Remember that you cannot say that. You can just say, can I just, okay, you've established your combo. Can I see your deck? You can look at the deck for as long as you need to. Then you may concede.
well, there was a point where once the grinding station was in play, I know Darian was doing it a little slowly, but once he demonstrated that he had the ability to mill 3 cards and then cast a Mox again, like he's demonstrated a loop at that point, and then you just say, okay, you've demonstrated a loop, proceed the loop until it stops, and then your opponent will normally just turn their deck over, and then you'll ask, can I see your graveyard? It works the same way. We don't have. It's not like
Except in that regard, you don't have to. You could just because there's nothing that stops. Well, I guess technically, there is, but instead of making the opponent be like, "Yeah, exile 3 cards every time," though, I guess technically speaking, that I guess they're supposed to.
They're supposed to exile 3 cards, but you can just have them. They can literally just turn over 3 cards and then throw all the cards. Like if they have the Thoracle in their graveyard, they can just mill 3 cards
just-
into their exile every time to show that they're doing the loop to shortcut it.
All right, well, the point of the story is don't offer a concession in regards for anything other than a game of Magic. So if you want to shortcut something, just don't say that.
Yeah.
Save a lot of people at the RC, just in case they don't remember.
I don't know if we want to be cutting some of these cards here. Kind of like the Flame of Venor against Boros.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, if you think about like the typical, I don't have Brian's sideboard in front of me. It doesn't really hit any of the enchantments. Maybe Brian brings in a Ghost Vacuum, and you could hit that. But I don't know. That doesn't seem great either. So
Yeah.
How we doing on time over there? Okay, plenty of time. Plenty of time. You're gonna just whoop my ass.
I
like
see
5
the
minutes.
Jace and some pyroclasms.
Right now, yes.
I think it's 3 pyroclasms, Jace, and I think there was a green card he brought in that I didn't see
I'm a little bit
from
more-
Darian's side.
I got practice.
I thought you were pretty high up there on the leaderboard for draws, right?
Forgot that Brian brought that up.
Darian catching strays. Oh god.
Then he tried to throw me under the
Oh,
bus,
I
and I
thought
had
you
to
were kind of high
run.
up there on the draws, huh?
He tried to throw me under the bus, saying I had the most. And to be fair, I got a lot of first place IDs. So yeah, when you're at the top, you could draw a
A
little bit more.
draw is a draw.
Draw's a draw.
With Yorion, and I was playing White with Yorion.
Okay.
By the way, I won most of those matchups, no matter what he says.
He won't die. I won't die.
I mean, he is on camera talking smack, so you know,
One game in,
I'm gonna leave it on him.
and then like
We could do a Patreon channel where you guys play the Urion matchup head to head until one of you falls over dead.
That won't take long for either of us. That's a 50-50 there.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I mean, looking back at it, I do think that unfortunately some people
Good luck.
loved playing the deck but didn't understand it as much as they should have, and that really kind of caused, I think, Wizards to give it the second sunrise. I can't think of the name of the deck. Eggs.
Eggs.
The egg,
setup, yeah.
the eggs treatment of, well, there's nothing inherently broken, but there's a physical dexterity issue of time that's involved. Because I'd watch a lot of players, especially when I went to Syracuse, playing Urion and just being, looking and not judging per se, but just seeing that they clearly didn't have enough reps with the deck to save themselves time and really kind of be more efficient.
I think the same thing happened with KCI. I think obviously Matt Nass was the master with that deck. Like he just picked up the deck and won every tournament he played in, or top 8 at every tournament he played in. But when you don't understand a lot of the loops and the lines, it just slowed down tournaments because people would be like, "Oh, we're in turns, but it's 50 minutes because the guy's still looping, and it's non-deterministic."
All right, I'm good to go. Okay. Gonna play Elegant Parlor.
So let's see if Brian on the play can put the screws here to Darian. Darian's hand looking okay, I think. Ooh, baby. Double Moxen and some blue cards.
Island. Tamio.
Mhm.
Mox Amber.
Okay.
Blue. Mox Amber.
Okay.
Blue. Emery.
Okay.
Oh, your whole hand. Got it.
Yeah, you thought as I'm complaining in the background about riveting gameplay, you thought Affinity was good at dumping out their hand, and then the awkward Jace reveal.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if Brian untaps and plays Thraben Charm, I think the game's over.
That would be something.
Oh my god, did he just draw the Thraben Charm?
Maybe he had it.
No, I think he just drew it.
Yeah, why don't you do something fun? If the second guy messed it up.
Yeah, I think.
You have to kill the old-fashioned way.
Come on, do the thing, Brian. Do the thing. He's tapped out. Do the thing. Do the roar. Do the roar.
Okay, let's go. Red.
Nope, not doing it.
I disagree
okay.
with all this.
Oh, because he has the discharge.
Oh, because he's got the discharge. Okay. Oh,
Oh, he is.
Emery.
Sorry, I meant Emery.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
He did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting the dice for my extra energy, and I just forgot. Okay, I'll pass there.
Which that's fine too. You can see, Oh, hey, we could just draw another one.
Doesn't matter.
I think I remember saying to myself live that I'm like, "Yep, never mind. This is just silly."
You know what's better than being good? Being lucky.
Okay. Trigger.
That is what they say.
Now we can kind of see what's going on in the graveyard. Good job, Darian. Learned your lesson.
I'm more of a 3 to 4 stack per line kind of guy. I'm not a vertical graveyard.
It depends on how much is in my graveyard. I'll do like 3s, but if there's a lot, I'll do 5s.
Get a clue. Here we go.
Ooh. Daring I'll hop in the old mystery machine, see what the boys are doing. Okay.
Brian not hitting a third land, which is kind of brutal.
That's fine.
Send the monkey boy in.
It's a ballsy block.
Block.
Pass.
I think he has a Johnny N guide, so he can.
He does. But you know what else he has?
He does have a Thraben Charm.
That Thraben Charm.
Yeah, but is there even the? I mean, this is you know.
Sure. Make a cut.
I mean, with if Darian has an untapped land, an Underworld Breach, and a Grinding Station, the game's over. If those are his exact 3 cards.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. I mean, now us knowing Darian's hand, he unfortunately does not. But I see what you're saying.
No, but I think Brian should be trying to be wary of some of these like lines of what could or may happen.
Okay. 16? Yep.
Like again, he is being proactive and putting threats into play.
Yep.
I like him using the Mox there. I also like him just like doing this flipping.
Trigger that.
Well, he has to use the Mox. He doesn't have Metalcraft if he goes for the Tameo unlock. And at least his Amber is now a tropical island.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, I like him using the Mox there as opposed to like tapping his lands, because if he draws a Mox, he can play another one.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Drop turn.
So we have 1 power we can attack with.
I don't think I've ever not loved a Planeswalker version of Tameo. I don't think there's a single one where I've ever been like, I mean, you know, they're not all
the
powerful.
4-mana one, the 4-mana one that you used to play in the Coco decks, I don't think was great.
Oh, Field Researcher?
I think it was 4 mana, but it cost 3 different types. Or 3
It was
different colors.
it was generic and banned. Yeah, it was Cameo Field Researcher.
Yeah. It was good in that deck, but I don't think it didn't win me over. That's one of the pieces right there. We got a Grinding Station. But I don't think he has an answer right now to this Stony Silence.
We're gonna plus.
The thing is, though, I mean, even with the Stony Silence, and I think I talked to Brian about this, it almost like it doesn't even matter, because all it's done is actually soft locked Darian into the plan of, I'm going to just keep plussing and blocking, because you can only deal with the cat. He doesn't have a red permanent, so he's not even threatening with that kind of damage. So now Darian can sit here and just be like, yeah, I'm going to plus this, get the ult, draw a bunch of cards, deal with that.
It's been like a little unfortunate here because
I'll go fetch a basic.
Because Brian was kind of constrained by mana. Like, he was able to hit his land drop on turn 1 and turn 2, but then after that, there really wasn't much else going on. So it's been a little hard for him to kind of get things going.
Yeah.
Whereas now he has hit his 3rd land drop. He can do a couple things. He can play the guide and leave up the Thraben Charm if he wants to. And then if he just decides to do that, he can untap and play what looks to be a Spyro Season Pyromancer in his hand. But from Darian's side, like, he's just got a couple lands in his hand, and I don't think he can get rid of Stony Silence with Urza Saga. Like, the Might's not going to do it.
Yeah, just baubles mostly.
Yeah, he needs to go get his Otawara.
I got it. Yeah.
I don't know if the teamer lists run Nature's Claim.
I'm gonna Thraben Charm to deal 6 to Emery.
I like that. And then we just start getting in.
Combat, attack him for 1 with your trigger. Sure.
So
All right,
this way,
then I will pass to you.
Tamio's not really doing much.
And really quick update: not knowing Darian's full sideboard, some lists are playing some combination of Beseju and Nature's Claim.
That's fair.
So we'll see what happens.
I think that Saga should be on 2 counters right now.
Freaking missed my trigger.
Yes,
Just
unfortunately,
a missable trigger though.
it is a miss trigger now. So
I'm not gonna. I can't. I gotta learn.
That was a good draw.
I'm gonna Pyroclasm.
Pyro off the top.
Actually, I'm gonna fix that though. I'm gonna do
then another fun point for the folks at home: judges can still make potential rulings on game violations if they believe that you're trying to miss the trigger intentionally. So if that
Yeah.
Saga was on 2, a judge might think that Darian missed it so he can create more Saga tokens because
That's
it's
fair.
not relevant to the rest of the board. So always, I know we don't want to think anyone's ever cheating in a game of Magic, but unfortunately, that's just a part of any card game. So
No,
just
I'm with you on
keep
that
your
one.
opponents
I can
honest
understand
and
that.
and keep the game flowing in a normal manner.
Pass to you.
now I'm gonna run trigger.
That was a good choice.
Plus,
Also, some fun stuff. Darian could just start making Shifting Woodlands something. Like you can make the Shifting Woodlands an Emery, and then like activate it to play something from the graveyard. Or you can make it the Underworld Breach that's there.
Yeah, making it an Underworld Breach doesn't do anything right now when the Stony's out. I mean, I guess you could do it for value, but if anything, I'd rather him just make it a when the Saga goes into the grave, just start making it Sagas.
I'll go fetch.
Yeah.
Get my surveillance.
I also like the just jamming the grinding station here. Because if you draw the card that unlocks it, you can start getting in there. What's something we want to see on top of our deck here? We don't want to see Flage, unfortunately, because we already used our arena.
If you're Brian, probably a Wear Tear.
Ragavan would be nice. Yeah, Wear Tear works. He has
Ragavan would not be good because it just gets blocked by the Saga token. That's a 4/4.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Cards in hand.
At least Wear Tear, you can pick off the grinding station and the Saga,
I'll keep that on top.
Yeah.
so at least it's one less
So,
beater and artifact that Darian can go get. Unfortunately, he only sees Dash Rat. Oh no!
I think he just saw it.
okay, well that's a mistake.
Yeah, he just saw it.
Suicide charge at him.
we'll make a construct.
Yep. Oh boy.
I don't mind this because that you had to attack at Tamiyo, because otherwise Darian's just drawing his deck and winning the game.
Yeah.
4/4. Swing at.
Yeah, at her. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I would have blocked the Spyro
Takes 1.
because the Ragavan comes back at the end of turn to Brian's
I
hand,
will pass to you.
so he doesn't have to invest into it next turn. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, I
Draw a
see what you're saying. It's not like he gets the effect off of Ragavan hitting a Planeswalker anyway.
That's what
Oh, okay.
I'm responding to
Respond.
I'm responding to Saga Trigger right now. Sorry. I'm gonna make it a construct.
Mhm.
Fetch. Yeah.
He does have a Nature's Claim. That was the one green card he brought in,
Okay.
or maybe 2. Maybe he brought in 2 Pyroclasm, 2 Nature's Claim.
Yeah, I get that. Soul Guy.
There's Ghost Trap again.
We'll get rid of. What do you got?
I think it's the only artifact in his deck that can actually do something right now.
It's too rad.
I
Besides
believe the might he could find. I do believe he boarded out Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, if he blocked the Spyro, he could be exiling Spyro right now, and then there's no tokens to come back.
We're gonna plus, that was a 9. Cast ball.
Okay.
Move to attack.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. I got 11.
Damn, who needs to use combo?
Here we go.
Yeah, the ability for the deck to just become, and I mean,
Oh,
Saga
that's
is such a strong
heartbreaking.
card. Oh, was it a flage? Yeah, it was a flage.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Because you got to do it.
Flage. Target Tamio.
You go to 14.
Yep.
You have to leave your guy back. Otherwise, you're dead.
Let's see. All right. I'll pass to you. Upkeep. I'm going to cast Orange Chant targeting you. Without kicker. So just no spells.
No spells?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I can't cast spells,
You
correct?
can't cast spells, yeah.
We're on plus.
At face value, I actually hate it when Brian did this, but now that I just thought about it, he would have been dead.
It
if
would be
he
nice
didn't.
if Darian drew his card for his turn.
Yes, I noticed this and called this one out because that's a special game action. You can't miss drawing a card.
No, because he did on his upkeep. Sorry.
Yeah. But we did plus the Tamia.
Yeah.
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 I'd appreciate it.
But yeah, so when I originally watched it, I thought that was bad because I'm like, why would you make it so it can't cast spells? Because you're just gonna get swung at anyway. But Darian could have maybe seen the line of get Spyro, or I'm sorry, get Pyroclasm, get rid of Spyro, you're dead. So
Yeah, 100%. There was definitely a line here where he can like do some kind of busted stuff.
actually, can Tamio get back?
Yeah, it's instants or sorceries.
Okay, instances. I didn't know if it was a restriction. It just does something if it's a green card. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, he could have instantly got Pyroclasm back and the game was over anyway. So
Yeah,
nice heads up play by Brian to
know-
at least give himself a turn.
yeah. I don't know if Brian directly saw that because like I'm looking at Tamio and I'm like draw my deck, which he can still do. Or no, he plussed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to do because that was the whole point of flaging it in the first place.
Yes. Constructs coming in. Lethal damage in the red zone.
Doing 14?
I'll block one.
Should have took it.
Go out as a warrior.
Yeah,
Sure. So you take that?
not a coward.
I go 7.
Darian wishing he could cast spells right now.
Alright, draw for turn.
Oh my god. Did we just miss Darian like not exiling for Flage?
He can't.
Cast.
Oh, that's right! Because of Stony Silence. I'm over here losing my mind. Like, when is his Flage getting exiled?
Yeah, no, it turns out can't do that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I should read Stony Silence sometime. Jesus. Okay.
Okay. ETB. I'll do here.
Sure. So
3, 6, and then 5. Would have been 11 damage.
Go to combat.
Oh no, unfortunately, he's still dead.
Yep.
Sure.
Declare attacks. At Tamio.
Goes to you.
No. I mean, attacking her.
Oh, attacking her.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So then I'll shoot you for 3.
Shoot up 5. Okay, so you shoot me for 3. I'm at 13.
And you plus, so
You're at. You're also at 13.
I'm at 13. Yeah.
So Tamio should definitely die here.
So,
Okay.
Yes, Tamio will be dead, and none of it will matter because unless that Aaron Mace is in play, which
Yeah, it's fine.
It
I think yeah,
escapes me.
I think he played it for the turn. But doesn't he not?
Just die in a crackback, right?
Okay, he did the math now.
6.
Yeah, because I'm gonna turn the Shifted Woodlands into another artifact.
Okay.
Not that
Yeah.
you would even need to do that, but
Yeah, I couldn't kill either of them. All right, cool.
those are 7/7s.
It happens. That's sometimes that's how it is. And I mean, we got to see the power of Teamer Breach on stream. Love to see it. Darian brought out the deck, even though it was first time. Sometimes you just gotta, have the wherewithal to go and try it, even if you're gonna play it a little shakily. That's just what happens. That's how you learn. Any closing thoughts on the matchup, Victor?
Emery rather than
Good job, Wizards.
I keep getting punished for things like that.
Well, that's what happens.
In all fairness,
I like that.
expecting you just to like flip her. Like that.
I like the sideboard Brian brought in. I think he cut some of his one drops in order to bring in the Wrath Disguise and stuff like that.
I was clenching the entire time.
That makes sense. One thing I did notice in a couple of games, and I saw Energy versus Breach just really quick. I don't know if I like Ragavan in the matchup. I feel like it just gets beat up by everything that besides it gets blocked all day by Tamiyo and get trades with Emery. I
I think
don't know.
trading with Emery is huge because some of their moxes require their dudes to be in play. But say Levy, that's just what it is. Hopefully next week we have some more fun stuff to bring you. Like always, that's what we're trying to do. Bring you guys into Modern. Hope you enjoy the format. Hope you enjoy watching, like everybody else does. But those are the sideboards. Once again, we thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join us down in the comments section, and you can support us on the Bonfire Store. I've been Sparky. Say goodbye, Victor.
Goodbye, Victor.